DoorDash Driver Mama. Andre TV here from DoorDash Driver Mama, coming to answer your questions, and then we do a ride along. You want to know, what do you need to DoorDash? In order to be a DoorDasher, you are going to need a social security number or a tax ID number, a smartphone, be able to pass a background check, have a photo ID that you can upload to the app, and to be able to read and follow instructions. There are tons of videos to show you once you get accepted, but those are the criteria to be accepted. Now, if you don't have a social security number, this is in America, USA. I know they're, worldwide in other countries, but this is only for USA. If you don't have a social security number, you can use a business tax identification number. But I don't know how you're going to get that if you don't have your social. That's another video for someone else to do. There are some people that get the accounts online, and I don't recommend that. It is illegal, and if you're caught, you will most likely go to jail, or at least have to get a lawyer to fight it. So once you have those things, you can be a dasher with any form of transportation. So it can be your feet. You can walk, and then they'll only give you orders that are within a few blocks. My sister dashes more than me, meaning she orders DoorDash more than I do, and she has had some walkers. Walkers meaning people who are walking. They don't have a car, they don't have a bike, they don't have a scooter. They are just using their feet and standing at the restaurant waiting for orders. So she's had walkers. You can also use a scooter. The pedal scooter that you can get from the Goodwill for $10, or an actual motorized scooter if you can afford that. So you can work your way up as long as you're 18 years old with the proper identification needed and be able to pass the background check with a photo ID and a smartphone. Then you can join the app. And you don't even have to have necessarily a smartphone. I have seen people using their tablets. Now, side note, most of the time when I see the people using tablets, they are using more than their tablet. And those are the people who are doing, things that may not be legal with multiple people's accounts. Well, let's not go there. But that's what you need to DoorDash. Now, for hot bags. Right now, it is 30 degrees where I sit. It is January the 4th of 2025. But this is going to be evergreen, because whenever you are going to join, you're going to know what you need to join if you're considering it. And the way the economy is going and the way inflation is, a lot of people, even with good jobs and not so good jobs, are looking for other avenues to make money, and DoorDash is a very viable one in most markets. You are going to have to find the right market to work in, unless you're okay with working with pennies or for pennies. I personally have found my market, and it is about a 30-minute drive from my home, but that's fine with me because it is worth it. Plus, my children go to school closer to this zone, so it works out. After I drop them off at school, I go to the restaurant area and start working. When it's time for them to go, whether it's a half day, getting out early, staying late, you name it, I just stop and go get them, and I'm there within minutes. So tonight, it's probably going to be a rough run. A rough run. It would be a rough run. I have bad knees. Anyway, it's been a slow day. And right now, I accepted an order that was $7.75 for like 7 miles for one item from a ramen place. And it's not going to be ready. I'm waiting the 10 minutes, and I've been talking for 4 minutes already, so I only have 5 minutes to go. Let's see what we get after this. Shout out to all of the Dashers and Uber Eats people who don't have a car and they're on their electric bike to the left. So we have our first order, $8 plus, going 1.6 miles, 10 items from the sushi spot, but 4 of them are miso soups on this hot and blustery night. So we'll see what it goes up to. We are on our way. It is now 5:42. We accepted the order at 5:35, but it wasn't ready, but not too long of a wait. Let's go. And that first dinner order went up to $14. The customer tipped 10. It was $1 prepay, or is $1 prepay till $7.29, and then the base pay of $3. So that means somebody did decline it. The base pay in my area is still $2.75. Thank you, Jesus. And when I said shout out to the biker, that was a DoorDash or Uber Eats person on a electric bike, not a scooter type bike where they have to pedal some, and it is freezing out here. I sent I'm dropping a screenshot of the degrees from my car. 28 degrees. Now, we went to FBU in November, the first week of December. That's Football University for boys up to 8th grade, where they're like rounding up to their little Super Bowl that they have in Florida. And I don't mean to say little Super Bowl like it's not a big deal, because we haven't made it yet. Hopefully next year we'll be better, and that'll be the last time my son can play, because he will be in 8th grade. But it was 27 degrees, and he played one game each day. And when I tell you they had to be there 2 hours ahead of time, we froze our buns off. We had foot warmers, hand warmers, multiple layers. I'll drop a picture of him in his uniform. So I know they have to be cold. And if you're out here working, even if it's part-time, 3 or 4 hours, or all day because you have to, that's got to be rough. But after that order, we declined one, $13.25 for 4.6 miles, but it's going deep into the city. It would have been a 25-minute drive. I put the address in. And now we have our next, $7.75, only 1 mile. And let's go get it. Okay, that order went from $7.75 to $10.75. We're back on the avenue and did receive our next order. We did have to decline one, I believe. I lose track. But anyway, this next one is $15.50, 4.9 miles. And it says it's a large order. Because it's grayed out, it may not go up, but maybe it will. But it's ready. Let's go get it. Full steak, fajitas, chips and chili con queso. Full steak, fajitas, chips and chili con queso. It is now 7:01. We did pick up the order. They take forever to double check it, but I can understand they want to be thorough. But while they were taking their sweet time checking the items, we picked up a Uber Eats for 11 and change, going, I want to say 4 miles or roughly, and they're not too far from each other in distance, 6 minutes exactly. So we have dropped off the DoorDash. It went up to $18.25. They took $12. The rest was DoorDash, and now we're dropping off the Uber. And both orders are dropped off. We are back on the avenue. That Uber Eats should go up. It was $11.67, and I believe it was 8 items. It was a big bag of Chinese food and then some sushi rolls. Have you ever been to a sushi place or Chinese restaurant that does both? Well, this place does. And we have our next $8, 2.7. It is very busy out here as compared to last night when it wasn't. So I got to make sure I'm watching what I'm doing. And I usually would not do a dirty dash like that if they weren't in the same area, but there were streets that I recognized on the Uber platform, and I knew that they were less than 10 minutes away from each other, and that's why we took it. This one most likely won't go up. It's 5 items. That includes this Indian food, so that's going to include naan and a mango lassi, and the $1 peak pay is over at $7.29. So it says the pickup time is 7:24. The restaurant is pretty crowded with actual people, which is good for them. Business has been slow. So we're probably going to try to hold out to 7:29, even if it is ready, to see if we can get an add-on going in the same direction. Okay, I saw the mango lassi on the counter with a bag, and I knew it was ready ahead of time, so I didn't wait. It is now just 7:23, but we're going to drop it off and come back instead of wasting our time. And that last one remained $8.75. We are back on the avenue, and after a minute, we received an order that is not bad for dollars to miles, but it's the store. The store itself is always very slow, and they send you the ding as soon as you accept the order that it's ready, and it's not. I'm going to show you the screenshot. As soon as I accepted it, it says her order's ready, but let's see what time it really will be ready. It's 7:50 now. Not as painful as usual. 7:59, and we are on our way. It's about 8:15 now, and we have our last orders for the night. We have a $4.25 for 0.9 miles on DoorDash. They say it's a high pay order. Yay! Picking up one ramen or tonkotsu, if that's how you pronounce it. And I was hoping to get an add-on, but instead I got a batch from Uber Eats. Because the first DoorDash customer is only 0.9 miles, it's 4 minutes away, we accepted the batch. It is $18.08 for 2 pickups, 2 drop-offs, and a total of 3.6 miles, and this will close out our dinner shift. Now let's hope all are ready. Okay, 8:46, we just dropped off the DoorDash. That was the closest, and we were always going to drop that off first. And the customer added a $2 tip. She sent a text saying, please knock, don't ring the bell. And I guess because I did knock and didn't ring the bell, she was appreciative. Now we're on our way to drop off the sushi and the pizza. All orders were successfully dropped off, and we are ending our night. We have waited the hour, and the 1808 remained the same, and the 475, they did add the $2 tip. So we are ending our night dinner shift from about 5 to about 9 with $99.02, and we are ever so grateful. And we always wish you large tips, no waits, and short distances. DoorDash driver mama. DoorDash driver mama. DoorDash driver mama. DoorDash driver mama.